Vinny, good afternoon. You well?
Good afternoon. Yeah, good.
9 defeats in 11. You seem to be making mistakes at the back for which you're getting punished relentlessly, and you're not taking your chances. How are you resolving those problems? What are you doing on the training ground to try and resolve those issues?
Just working on the basics, time and time again, making sure that we give them support. But okay, it's like I said, it's something that I could have predicted before the start of the season, that when you're exposed to the highest level, it forces you into mistakes, and there's a variety of them. But I think as well, it's a steep learning, and that means that that's a moment as well for them to measure themselves against the best and to grow to become a part of this elite level.
How frustrated are you though, because you can do all that work on the training ground, but then you're stuck in your technical area and you can't really do anything then, can you? You've got to rely on them.
Yeah, what will frustrate me is that there's ever a lack of effort. And like I keep mentioning habits, standards, it's something that would get my blood boiling. But there isn't a lack of effort. There is an entire squad, a group of players that are doing everything they can every single day, working hard, and the staff as well. And those are the foundations of any successful team. And I've mentioned it many times in interviews here. There's talking about success, and then there's how you achieve success. And achieving success is a set of behaviors, and I see them every single day on the training ground.
How worried are you that you're falling maybe, and your players are falling into that habit of losing games as opposed to winning games? People talk about winning being a habit, but is losing starting to become a worrying habit for you?
No, I think the desire to win has to be a habit. And but the key thing is, everybody speaks about the desire to win. Is what do you do to actually win? And you could be, winning less if you're a team that is perhaps not the best team in the league, or you could be winning more when you're the team with the best players in the league. But you always have to believe that you'll win more than what you're supposed to win if your habits and your standards are right over a period of time. And that consistency, it's key. But it's key to everything. I could go through what you guys are facing every day at work, and it's the same for you guys. I really believe in that.
What about Arsenal? How tough a prospect is that for you?
I think you saw yesterday. It's just a very complete team. You talk about habits and standards, and you can see the journey they've been on with, just a very robust squad in every way, strong physically, good technically, speed in the right areas, and a team that's well coached and belongs where they belong at the moment, which is the top, the elite of English football.
Your fans, I suspect, might be starting to get a little bit restless and a bit concerned about the defeats and where the points are going to come from and survival. What do you say to reassure them at the moment?
No, I mean, you forget we live in a place that, if I draw back on the last 10 years, there's plenty of people in the building who can draw up on a lot of experiences. And it's a very calm place, and it is what it is. Like, I'm not even overstating it. It's calm but hard-working place. There is nobody that accepts the situation, but there's also a very dedicated group of people that do everything they can for the club, and I couldn't state it more.
You're still enjoying it though, because I guess last season was fabulous. You always said this season was going to be difficult and it wasn't going to be easy, but you're still enjoying it.
I didn't sign up in the job just for winning the league with 101 points. I knew that. I said it in the very first interview that I did, is if you sign up as a manager, there's only very few people that win. It's usually the same guy and he's bald like me, and yeah, but you have to put things into perspective. There's very few managers that win trophies, so you have to do it because you love the job, and part of it is making your team better and getting results. But sometimes doing the work to get to the results, there's something in that as well. You learn so much about people in moments where it's a little bit tough, And it's so valuable. The mistake people do is when it's tough, they close their eyes. They don't want to look anymore. But that's the moment where you take your information. That's the moment where you build your resilience and you build that strength that then takes you to the next level. And I'll never ever let myself be drawn into a situation where I don't look at the context of this league either, and the context of who we are and where we are. And our goal is to outpunch and to be in that league. But there's no scenario in which it's not a tough road. So we stay calm but we put in the hours for sure.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Hi, afternoon.
Hi there.
Mikel Arteta was a coach at City back in the day. He comes across as quite an intense character. What was he like?
He was still able to join in the sessions when I was there. So he was intense, but every now and then if he got too intense, you could leave something on him in training. But he was extremely passionate, driven, dedicated, intelligent. You know, he had a big role behind the scenes as well for the club. And I don't think any of us doubted that he would be a good manager. What he has done at Arsenal is completely in line with his personality. He started with some tough challenges, but he managed to rally the club behind him. And eventually they've built a team together that is now one of the best teams in the league. And there was a plan and a method behind it, which you knew he would execute if he was given the time. And people are seeing it now. But let's not forget how he was judged at the beginning. And let's not forget how what has come to light for him now has been something that he's probably planned since day one. So as a club and as a manager, they've done really well.
Yeah, he was under pressure at the beginning, but did you always think that he would come through that?
Yeah, because he has a good mix, which is intelligence, passion, and resilience. So I think we make it sometimes more complicated than it is. It's like any line of work. You know, you don't go to a bakery and you sack the baker because, you know, all of a sudden he's messed up a croissant. You know, if he turns up at 4 a.m. every day and he's busy until 8 o'clock in the evening, 12 o'clock or whatever, you know, eventually he's gonna be better than the baker next door. And it's stupid to say it this way, but I think sometimes I get it. It's entertainment, but we overcomplicate it. You know, good people do good things, and that's what he is.
Is this in a way a sort of a pressure-free game? Because from the outside, at least, there wouldn't be a lot of expectation on you going into this.
Well, that's the mistake. It never is for us, and that mindset doesn't change. It doesn't matter that the league says what it is. What are we doing if we're not every single day, every single game trying to be a part of the discussion? You know, okay, they have top players, but okay, it's a chance for us to measure ourselves and hopefully eventually, you know, have a surprise result. Maybe this one, maybe the next one, but that has to be the aim every game.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, Stuart. Shimoon, BBC Sports.
Hi there.
Have you spoken to the chairman and chief exec recently? And if so, is everyone still on the same page?
But I do tell every single time in this press conference that we communicate a lot within the club. The chairman to myself to my coaches, the coaches to the players, and so on and so on. And we all communicate a lot. And the questions that relate to the chairman's thoughts, you have to always ask the chairman, not me. But in terms of what I can only say, and I wouldn't play on that. And anyway, you guys are journalists, you hear whispers. You know, I can only say it's a calm place. And there might be a lot to write about a lot of other clubs. There'll be less so about us. I'm sorry for that. But it's because we've never set unrealistic expectations. We've set out a vision of what we want. The chairman has, the board members of the club have, and myself, of course, I've subscribed to that. But it's never been, it's a desire, but it's not an unrealistic scenario that doesn't involve us being fully aware of, you know, I explained it, I'm not going to do it again, but I explained that we prepared for every scenario. And that should give us at least some sort of comfort in terms of keep the work going, work hard, and improve what you need to improve always.
So you've got the international break coming up, which can be a dangerous time for managers. You're confident there won't be any knee-jerk reactions taking place?
But you're asking me or the chairman, or who are you asking?
I'm asking you if you're confident.
I can only repeat to you what I said. There's a thing, you know. Say hypothetically, no quotes that I've said. That's what I said, right? But hypothetically, say I feel confident. How arrogant is that from a manager to just say that? You know, say I don't feel confident, then you've got your headlines, which I don't really want to give you, not today at least. So, but the point on this is like, how long have I been in this business now? You know, since I was 17, so 20 years. And the solution to everything is just work hard and make sure that you focus on what you control, which is the next performance. Everything else is not something you control. Plus, for you to write your articles, just think of the context of our club, you know.
There was a bit of discontent after the second goal on Saturday. Is there fear of losing the fans, even though everyone at the club's calm and along the same page?
But the discontent, if you concede a 95th minute goal, they're not going to be standing up and clapping, are they? It just happens in the last minute. You commit people forward, and it's literally a minute before the referee blows the whistle. The first thing that comes to mind is not, oh, wonderful game today, you played well. Although that was the reality of that game. So again, we have to put it into the context of things. The fans have always been behind this club. At any occasion. It doesn't even need to be in relation to me. It's just been a constant. They've always been behind the club. And it's a town that lives for the club, which is a little bit different than maybe some other clubs. And so I'd say the only thing I have to say is that we have so much support for which we're grateful for, and we go again.
And Mikel Arteta had some strong words about the officials following that Newcastle game last week. From your time in football, as you've said, it's been a long time. Where do you see the standard of refereeing in the Premier League at the moment?
I have other things to deal with. I'm not can't get dragged into every conversation. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Scott, may I like a shirt?
Vincent, you mentioned about your players learning. Do you feel that they have learned, even if the results perhaps haven't shown that? You do feel they are learning and getting better?
Yeah, but learning is just a reality. The goal is not to say they have to learn, that we have to win. We have to get results. But just the reality of it is that, you know, at this moment in time, there's still a lot of key moments in which we have been vulnerable. But which player hasn't been, you know, in a phase of his career? And we have to just motor through this and be solid by the time the next game comes. I mean, we were solid in the last performance. That wasn't the issue. Like I said, it's key moments that have cost us. The second goal, if you throw 8 bodies forward, it's going to happen, right? But yeah, the first goal, and it's those key moments to balance it out both ways as well, to score goals. But I think it's something you continuously highlight, point out, show them the right kind of habits you need to have at this level. And then you have to install a dose of belief in the players. Otherwise, you know, it doesn't work. You have to believe in them. You have to give them confidence.
So to use your analogy about being a baker and croissants, croissants, your players are getting better, are they?
But who isn't when he works hard? I've told you, they work extremely hard every single day. So who isn't? The point is, there's a gap that you have to close. And closing that gap demands, you know, tremendous effort. And that's what we try and do every day. But I do feel that you could literally teleport this press conference and go to every single club that just got promoted. And we go around in circles as if there's not a logic to that, as if there's not like maybe something underlying that could explain what is happening here. You know, we just got to stay calm and stick to what we're doing.
Josh Cullen said to us the other day that he feels as though the players want to try and prove a point and kind of defy the odds and stay up.
Yeah.
Do you get that feeling amongst the players to try and prove a point?
The whole club does. Yeah, you can't believe how much. And he gets us up every morning. He keeps us up at night as well. But there's an entire club that lives for that. Yeah.
Josh Cullen, Josh Brownhill, Goodmanson, Taylor, Rodriguez, they've all actually had a bit of an experience of this, haven't they, in the past, and a stay in the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see them change in the last few weeks? Do they offer more because they've been here and done it and a lot of the others haven't?
It's difficult to say. I think, when the results come, at that moment, when you get the results, then I think it's the moment to start handing out flowers to people. But right now, everybody's just got to dig deep and go hard. That's the message.
Do you try and rely on those players a little bit more, though, because they have been there and done it?
I've always relied on those players. Also last season, and but look, I explained it before, how many ex-Burnley players have we faced this season? So we just have to make sure we remember that when we went down, we didn't go down like Leicester does this year, like the core just got ripped out of the squad with almost no resale value other than a couple of players. And we rebuild the squad. And now for a lot of these guys, it's the first time ever in the Premier League. So we've just got to make sure that we're staying on track to become, again, that Premier League club that can be hopefully established in the future. But this phase for me is not surprising at all. And, I'm the proud manager of a great club for me, and that's what I want to achieve with them.
How do you best get a result at Arsenal on Saturday?
I can't explain it to you right now in this moment, but I think belief always. Let's put belief first, other than going into tactics and stuff, because you need key moments to go your way. Belief, a little bit of luck sometimes, because the quality of those players is what it is, and a lot of effort.
Thank you, Scott. And for the final bit of this section, Matt, please, from the Burnley Gazette.
Hi, Vinny.
Hi there.
Ekdal and Benson made the return for the under-21s last week.
Yeah.
How much of a boost was that?
That was good for us. We just lost a few players and like freak injuries, but it seems to be a theme anyway this year that a lot of squads are decimated by injuries. I think we'll look into it much deeper, maybe sometime later, but it feels that way anyway. And for us, it's been good to slowly recover them.
How close are they now to be near the first team?
Not sure if Benny's in contention yet. Ekdal, maybe we'll see how he reacts to the training sessions this week.
And I think Mikel Obafemi got about 16 minutes. Is he getting closer as well?
Yeah, a little bit same situation, yeah.
Yeah. You said before, you're in these moments, you learn about your players and their characters. What are you learning at the moment about them?
I honestly, I've lived through moments. I told you guys that I've not just been at the very, very top, so I've experienced as a player as well what these moments can look like. And the biggest thing about this group is such an honest, hard-working group. Like, I can't repeat it enough that if you ever want to say, okay, I want to get behind a group of people, a group of lads, you'd want them to do well. Every single day, even today, they're just full on. They're having to hear and face a lot of truths as well, which is not easy because, maybe the modern way of thinking is that you shove things maybe under the carpet and then, you don't want to offend people too much. They don't get that luxury. Every single time they get faced with what they've done well, what they've done wrong, and what they need to work on, and the sessions that are related to that. And they've been really, really disciplined and almost an example in their effort. And that's something that, to me, shows that they are the right people to work with. And eventually they'll get rewarded for this. We all do.